So I have another scary read for October, and I really like this one. Way better than the one I already reviewed on. And, after reading this one, I even debated changing my star review on my last one, but overall, I'm going to keep it because I don't know. I liked the element of the ending on the other one, so it pushed it up to 4 stars for me. But anyway, on to this week's review. It is, I'm keeping the theme of October Scary Book Month. So this month I picked up Dreams of the Dead by Thomas Randall. And as you can see by the picture, it does have that theme of like The Grudge and The Ring, the scary stories. But this is book 1 out of 3 books that will be coming out. The second one is going to be released in June 2011. And if you go to the authors, if you Google Dreams of the Dead and Thomas Randall, he does kind of give blurbs about what's happening in the next 2 books, if you're interested. But this book, I want to give it 5 stars, but I'm going to give it 4 because it wasn't as scary as I wanted, but for a young adult novel, it's a pretty good novel. So, Kara, the main character, her dad takes up a post in Japan. Her mom has just died, and he has decided that he's going to take up a job teaching English in Japan. So she's the new girl. She's not very welcome by all of the students. So she's they just feel like she doesn't belong there. She's not a Japanese. She's an outsider. They call her names. But she does find a couple of friends who are really good characters also. I really like Sakura. I get a kick out of her. And there's Miho, who is, the softer kind of friend. And Sakura, who's the harder, I'm so tough girl, but she makes me laugh anyway. So upon coming to the new school, Kara finds out that there's recently been a murder. A girl's been murdered. And there's a shrine in the back of the school for remembering her. And Sakura, that she becomes friends with, is the sister of the murdered girl, the younger sister. And so she tells Kara all about how they think it was a group of girls in the school or somebody in the school that has murdered her, and nobody's been arrested. Everybody's playing dumb to the situation. And so it gives that eerie feeling like, hey, there's a killer in my school. So right from the beginning, there's kind of an ominous tone. And then more murders start to happen, and there becomes a different element to the whole thing of not just a murderer, but maybe some kind of, like The Grudge. There's a legend, there's something deeper and creepier to the whole situation. So I don't want to give out any spoilers to this, so if I talk any more about it, I feel that I might. But I love almost every character in this book. Kara, because she's intelligent, she just makes decisions well. She kind of becomes the detective in the story, but not really, But she wants to find out what's going on and help the people and get rid of this, whatever is happening. So she gets all involved. And, soon everybody starts having nightmares, and they're all having the same dreams. And so she knows there's got to be some kind of connection. But Sakura is funny. Love her. She's kind of got this attitude. Just hilariousness. So that it's got really good characters. I really didn't get bored through any of it. The storyline kept going. Each chapter brought in a new element. So, it kept you right into the story of what's going on, what's going to happen. And I loved it all the way up until like the last page at the end of the book. And then I kind of laughed at the end because it took a weird turn. But the turn it took, I can see why it did, because it's going to be a series. So it kind of had to lead you into the next book in the series. It had to continue somehow. So if anybody wants to know, if you're interested in a spoiler, or if you've already read it and want to know what I thought was funny, message me or comment, and I'd be happy to tell you what it was. But I don't have any bad things to say about this book. I loved it. I thought it was a good read. It's a great October read. It wasn't gruesome enough to, to give you nightmares. It described well on how the murders were happening, but not enough to be too scary. I'd recommend it to any young adult. It's perfect for the genre, you know. So, if you want a good Halloween read, I would recommend this one to be picked up. So, some movies that I picked out to go with it because I am a Asian horror film collector. Now, a lot of these I don't know if I'd recommend because visually watching a scary movie is different than reading about it. Because sometimes those visual pictures are a lot harsher than something you would picture in a book. So even though I'm bringing in the movie element, it's just because I love scary movies. And so I wouldn't exactly recommend these movies to everybody. And they're all subtitled because, as I said, I'm addicted to other cultures, scary stuff. So I watch American stuff all the time too, don't get me wrong. But I collect Asian horror films. So I don't know if I'd call this one more of a horror, but you know, if it includes the element of murder and gory stuff, then yeah. Anyway, good October movies, in my opinion. Voices, Dorm. This one really doesn't have a lot of murder and stuff in it. It's more of a psychological ghost story, so this one would be okay. It does have subtitles. They all have subtitles. Cinderella. Whispering Corridors. And The Wishing Stairs. These kind of fit right up this book's alley because they're about girls at school, you know, when scary things are happening. I seem to like that theme a lot. Because, I don't know, the element of kids being away from home, being in dorms, you know, being on their own, I don't know why I just find that adds a little bit more scare. Because you find some comfort at home, I think. So, being away from home adds to the scariness, in my opinion. So, anyway, I don't feel like I did that book justice with this review. So, if anybody wants to know more about it or get more detailed or, I don't know, anything, feel free to comment at any time because comments are good and they're great and they're appreciated. So, anyway, that's my book review for today, and so excited to move on to the next book, but I don't think anything can live up to this one because it was just right down my alley. Totally loved it, if you didn't get that point already. But anyway, so happy October, and for you in Canada, happy Thanksgiving, and happy reading.